Yeah. You already know what the fuck it is.
Yes, sir. Scott Harbor, Chrondomatic in the building. Another episode of Artist Shine. We got a very, very special guest today. Man.
The infamous.
The infamous.
What's up, family members?
The most destructive. The most intricate. No, I'm just playing.
Thank you, brother.
This my guy, Bookie, aka Bookie Low.
What's up, family?
You already know, man. Thank you for coming in, bro.
Chilling.
It's a very, very big pleasure of mine. Also, my co-host as
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. No, man, that's a pleasure for me to be here, man. I like your establishment, the whole nine, man. You know, black businesses, man. You got to support it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So for those who don't know, been under a rock or wherever the fuck else, outer space, man. Let a motherfucker know who you are, man. And
Where's Bookie?
yeah, where's Bookie? Who is Bookie?
Man, look, Bookie is an individual from Phoenix, Arizona. I grew up on the east side of Phoenix, man. Been doing music, you know, since fresh out of high school, 9-8, you know, I'm 41, I'm OG with it for real.
Right.
But, you know, Phoenix, Arizona native, man, been representing since day one, man. So, you know, look me up, check me out if you don't know me. And if you do, you know what I'm saying, what up?
For sure. Quick question. How do you feel when people say the name Bookie Low, Bookie, when they mention the term legendary behind it? How does that make you feel, or do you feel that way?
Well, you know, Bookie Low, I'm gonna just clear this right now. Bookie Low was a fad I went through when I was younger. I say 16, 17 years old, out in the street, hanging out with the gangsters. And, you know, I had a lot of gangbanging friends and whatnot, so I came up with that nickname back in the day. I never was a Crip. I never, you know, was affiliated. Well, I was affiliated with gangbanging, but I was never official. So I don't want nobody to get that confused, just think that I was a Crip member or nothing like that, because it was never that. So Bookie Low was a nickname based off of what was going on in my life at that time. So that's why I got rid of that low and just straight up Bookie, so cats won't get so confused about what's really going on. You know what I mean?
So let's stay right there. Back in the day when you was coming up, what type of influences were you listening to inspire you to start going hard into music?
Shit, one of my influences was I would say Outkast. I think I was like 16. That's when I lived on the west side with my mama off 16th Avenue in Buckeye. That was when they first came out. I think it was a second album. I think Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music.
That's the first one.
That's the first
one.
one.
The one with the naked girl on the
Yeah, it was no.
No. First one is Southern Playalistic. The first one, Southern Playalistic.
Right.
That's the first one.
The second one is Equimini.
Okay, yeah.
The second, what? No.
Or is it
It's
Players Ball?
ATLians.
ATLians.
That's number two.
Yeah,
I think Staconia was number 3.
Yeah.
Was it? I thought, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the ATLians. I think that came out around like 97. 96? Somewhere around there. So yeah, man, that was one of the, bro, I faithfully banged that album every day and every night. It was something about Dre flow that had him. He was from the South. It was something that I ain't really heard. They slang everything. It was something about Dre 3000 that had me at a young age, 16, 17. I was like, this dude right here is something special. And at the time I had my own craft and whatnot, but I used to really listen to him because of how he flowed, because our styles were similar. You know what I'm saying? When I come through stomping, other niggas thinking I'm from Compton, the other niggas, you know, his style was similar to mine, like he with his bar structure and whatnot.
Distinctive voice.
Yeah, so he was one of them. Snoop Dogg, nigga, I was so faithful to Snoop Dogg, nigga. I used to wear a Snoop Dogg face on my shirt in junior high, nigga. Niggas don't do that no more. That's homo these days, you know what I'm saying? But that was just me just representing who I fucked with for real. Like Snoop Dogg was one of the reasons why I'm still doing it to this day. You know what I'm saying? So Snoop Dogg was a huge influence on me back growing up. You know what I mean? And it was a couple of them, and I listened to a lot of East Coast shit too. Like I was fucking with Method Man, EPMD. You know what I'm saying? I was fucking with Public Enemy.
I was gonna say that you're not too far from Snoop, because you got songs with Corrupt, you got songs with E40.
Yeah.
How did those songs come about? Because those are off the first album your debut album, Stressin.
Well, For Life Records introduced me. Well, they blessed me with the opportunity to be able to, you know what I'm saying, go out there and meet Corrupt.
Is that Mac 10?
No, For Life. There was 2 For Life, not the California. I'm talking about the Hoover. They, you know, the brothers that ran that.
Okay.
They had the Hoover thing going on.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, so that was For Life Arizona.
Okay.
You know, South Side. Shout out. So yeah, man, they introduced me to that. I went out there, I was able to, shake hands with Corrupt, hang out with Snoop, see how he really was in the studio, the show situation with 40 and all of that, man. 4 Life blessed me with all that. I was a puppy at that time when all that was going on. You know what I'm saying? I was like 18 years old.
What was that experience like?
It was like being in a dream, but realizing that it wasn't a dream. That's the best way that I can put it.
Was it hard to realize it?
Not really, because I was in shock.
Did you think you were as good as them back then, or was it like Kobe playing against Jordan or some shit?
I thought it was exactly that, because I felt that I was studying them so much. Well, I felt that I was as good as they was in my mind, because those were my teachers. So I was a great student back then. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I could hang with them. So that's what it was. Like even out when I was out in LA, and I had first met up with Corrupt, we had like a circle, a freestyle session. It was me, Rock, Iron Daniel, shout out to Rock, shout out to the new movie. And it was Corrupt. When we first met, we was at it. We was at each other's throat. You know what I'm saying? Right in the studio.
Sword sharpening.
Straight up. Right in the studio session, man, when we went out there to go record. And a lot of people don't know, if you're familiar with the album Stressin, there was a song that the label paid Corrupt to do, which was Feel This. It was a song called Feel This off the Stressin album. We went out there to pay him for that. Battle Cat produced Blood Rush.
Right. Shout out to Battle Cat.
Shout out to Battle Cat, big brother for life. Corrupt heard Blood Rush. He felt the record so motherfucking much. He was tripping so hard over it. He shot us a verse on the house. He wasn't even supposed to be on Blood Rush.
Just on the string.
Just on the string. That nigga said, "Cuz, put that beat up again." He said, "Battle Cat, cuz, throw that Blood Rush back on." Next thing you know, what the fuck I'm gonna say? Nah, man, we didn't come out here for that. We just wanted to pay you for this. Nigga, hell yeah, put the beat on for him, Battle Cat.
Right.
What you waiting on? Let's get 2 verses from this nigga. 1 for free. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much how he ended up on Blood Rush, man.
I'm like Geek. No lie, bro. I don't, it's legendary to me because I remember hearing you on the radio. I remember going to the warehouse and when you wasn't hearing anybody else here other than MC Magic. Shout out to MC Magic.
Shout out to Magic.
You know what I'm saying? But like Par 92 circa.
92.3.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 92.3 type shit.
92.
Before they was spinning people on the radio. You know what I mean?
Straight up.
He was one of the first brothers from here that was on the radio. You know what I mean? Like, did you get a big head back then, or did you feel like, nigga, I'm that nigga?
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Or you know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was a humble guy back then. I was a young, humble guy, man. Like, I was a lot like I am now. Like, when I was younger, I had an old soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was coming up, I grew up in a Muslim household. My mother was from the Nation of Islam. She used to sit up under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Right.
So I had a lot of that instilled in me at an earlier age. So I was way before my time back then. So I was very appreciative to every opportunity that Allah gave me, back then. So it wasn't a lot of cocky situations that I can remember being involved in.
You was grateful.
I was just grateful.
Right.
And that's just how it was. That was how my career went. And that's why I think I was able to touch so many individuals back then, as far as them respecting me, just based off of my energy and the spirit that I had.
So after Stressin drops, what happens then?
After Stressin drop, it's funny because I remember when we went to California. Stressin drops, we go to California. These niggas, shout out to 4 Life, shout out to Dwayne, shout out to my nigga Cleek, rest in peace. We went to California and my album cover was on damn near every bus stop, on every block in LA.
That's crazy.
My shit was on billboards everywhere. These niggas didn't just, how much money did you spend on my promo, nigga? That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm sitting there like, it looked like a new movie is coming out. It looked like a movie when I first seen it.
That's dope.
That shit was so crazy to me, man. I had never seen myself in that light like that, and it kind of just tripped me out. I'm like, damn, this shit is about to happen for real.
18, 19?
I was about 18. I got signed when I was fresh out of high school. Dwayne Bowser signed me. I shook hands with him graduation night, North High School, 98. I shook hands with that nigga graduation night, right after I got off the stage. I had a decision whether it was. Am I gonna move on to college, or am I gonna take my chances again? Put my life in this man's hand and see where he can take me. And I chose that.
My cousin went to North, probably with you.
Mustang.
JJ.
JJ
Johnson, rest in peace.
Jermaine.
No mercy.
Oh man, let me give you some on that.
That's our cousin.
Come on, man.
That's me and Bilal, brother Bilal.
Come on, man.
Jermaine Johnson.
Come on, man.
Yep.
Come on, man. Shout out to Jermaine. Rest in peace, man.
So Stressin drops. You see your face everywhere. You're taking it all in. Where does the next project lead you?
Okay, so at this time, everything is jumping. You know what I'm saying? Like, and mind you, at this time, the city they wasn't used to seeing this at the magnitude that it was on. So I was like a big deal back then. I was a big deal back then for the city. It was crazy. And so when we came back, home or whatever, and we was promoting the album, Stressin album or whatnot, like the Stressin album was so big out here, I can remember going out to Mesa. There was a skating ring out there. I think it was Great Skate. Great Skate.
Yeah.
And we had a Bookie with a party out there and whatnot. And it was like, we had made like 1,000 Bookie Stressin shirts or whatnot. It got so crazy in Mesa, like literally they had to shut it down. They had to shut down the skating rink. They had to shut down the block, all that, because that's how many people showed up for my event out there. So I'm like 18, 19. I'm like, you know what I mean? So that momentum was through the roof. So after all of that, I'm talking to D, because there's a couple of other individuals that, I wanted to put on. Because shout out to Problems, Built More Black. He the one that got me signed to Full Life Records. That was the big homie. He was like, hey, cuz I'm about to send you over here. These niggas, they about to put you on, nigga, you the shit. I said, all right, let's do this, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So he the one that got me with Dwayne and introduced me to Clee and all of them. And I got signed to them. At the time, I don't know if y'all remember, do your research, Vontel was their #1 artist.
Singer.
Yeah, Prince Polo Skid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, he sang, he rapped a little bit.
Yeah.
He was the one with the purple suit on, you know what I mean?
Big dude.
Yeah, he had a little size on him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Polo Ski had a little size on him. But anyway, my brother, Julius Lipscomb, Jabal, I'm from the Survivalists.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He was.
Jabal is real.
Yeah, he was, exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jabal. He was dealing with a label from California by the name of Rich Rollin' at the time. They had migrated out here and they set up out here. Yep. But anyway, me and bro was super close, so he ended up wanting to come to Full Life. And I can even remember going down to Rich Rollin' and, getting him out of his contract, but that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we got him out of his contract. And I was like, I did him like I did bro, like Probs did me. Like, nigga, let's go, it's time to eat, we about to do this. So we trying to build a regime, you know what I'm saying? And Jabal had a homeboy by the name of Preacher Low. He was from the West Side, right? And so bro introduced me to him, and Preacher was struggling, trying to get on. I was like, fuck it, nigga, let's, so we recruiting at the time. We just bringing artists to the table. So, but when it was all said and done, I looked around and I realized how much work was involved with the Bookie Stressin push. There's a lot of traveling, a lot of moving, interviews, just constant. And it dawned on me that in the meantime, all my people gonna have to be sitting there on the back burner waiting for this to get done. And ain't no telling how long this gonna get done. So how about, I'm thinking of a concept or a way how I can get the ball rolling with everybody moving simultaneously, where we all chasing the bag at the same time.
Right.
So I went to Dwayne and I was like, boom, we should formulate a group, get things rolling, and then, that's when the Survivalists came to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, the survivalist.
Bounce, right?
Bounce. Yup.
I remember that shit. Bro, that shit is nostalgic for me, fam. Like, real shit. It's nostalgic. I remember seeing, like, because I seen niggas around and shit, and I was like, yo, these niggas can do it, bro. It was inspirational,
Right,
fam.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, if you was really doing it, you would have to know your counterparts, your peers.
Your predecessors.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta know. You gotta do your research, and I was really out there at a young age, so I was grateful to actually even know of some of these people.
Yeah.
Some of them got some good music.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people have some good music. Survivalist was a whole movement, especially around that time.
It was.
When did the Southwestern style series come into play?
Southwestern, it came into play after I had, my time at Full Life was over. When it's over, it's over. You gotta move on with your life and figure it out from there. So when it was over, I decided to come up with an independent little label, whatever. Basement ENT. And that was when
I met you.
Exactly. So that was the time where I was kind of like telling myself that, I ain't got that monster machine behind me. So how am I gonna survive, you know what I'm saying, without my machine?
Was it a learning lesson?
It was a big learning lesson because once you get out from under a machine like that, and then you on your own, it's a whole different feeling. You can feel it in your whole body. So because everything is on you.
The independent game was really kicking off.
Did that affect your art? Knowing that it's all on you now, or any pressure?
It didn't. One thing about me, man, like I said, my soul was so strong. I was so God-fearing back then as a youngster. I knew how to balance things in my head that wouldn't affect me or throw me off of my craft, or things that were most important to me back then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So no, it didn't affect it at all, man. It actually helped me to write more songs and be more creative based off of my experience that I had with having that monster or that machine behind me. You know what I'm saying? So it helped my pen actually.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it actually helped my pen. Because that's what I was doing. I had a little telemarketing job. I always been a hustler. You know what I'm saying? I just know that, with me when it came to money and hustling, I always made shit happen no matter what. Solo, dolo, whatever, I made shit happen. But I had the little telemarketing job at the time. I would come home, little apartment off of 7th Street in Camelback. I think it was the Oasis. Now, Brophy that took over that whole little... Yeah, but it was a little apartment complex called the Oasis. Weird ass place, but that's where I was at. Anyway, I used to rap every day. I used to write songs every day, and I was putting projects together as I was there, because where I was and the status where I was at, I didn't like it. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get out of this situation. So I just started planning, started writing projects, and I already had it predestined on what I was gonna do with this label I was thinking about. And so that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I stepped it up, got my little catalog together. You know what I mean? And said I'm gonna go in again, but without the machine, and we're gonna see where it goes.
Southwestern style. So that goes into that's a segue.
Three of
them. That's my segue into the next question. Does Arizona is considered the Southwest?
Right.
Niggas from everywhere else consider us West Coast.
Right.
Some people consider us the South. Some people consider us the Southwest.
Right.
So you were probably one of the ones back in the day that coined the term Southwest as far as the hip hop culture.
Right.
So what do you feel like is the Phoenix, or let me broaden out, Arizona culture?
I look at it like this, man. Like with South, because even with Stressin, when I was 18, I was screaming West Coast on it, because we are that too. So I would say that, but then as my career moved on, I slowly started to realize that we're Southwest for a reason. It's almost like when you see where you at, and then you look at your surroundings and look at yourself, and then you say to yourself, okay, boom, we got our own shit. It's just that a lot of us don't realize, you know what I'm saying, what we got. It's almost like an identity question mark. So back then, that's what we was going through. Right. Southwest, it was like, okay, what is Southwest? We know the West Coast, we know the East Coast, we know the South, but what is Southwest? And if 40 wasn't talking about it, or a couple, you know what I'm saying, whoever was talking about it, then it just wasn't talked about.
Right.
So they didn't know where to put us. So it was more so, but when it comes to the South and the West, it is exactly that. Because sometimes I'll be hearing myself talk, and some of my words is kind of South. You know what I mean? And it ain't like I'm trying to sound like that. It's just what it is. You feel what I'm saying? If you hear Bookie talk or you hear me in an interview, you know what I mean? It's authentic from based off of where I come from. Being an individual who ain't trying to sound like or be like nobody but himself.
Right.
So I am Southwest. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I decided to come out with that whole little volume, doing it Southwestern style to kind of give us a badge and have people representing the Southwest as it's represented, as you say it, as opposed to just saying West Coast. Because technically that is not us. We are the Southwest.
Yeah, we ain't got a coast. But I was we West Coast influenced.
Straight up.
As well as down south. My grandma had a grill in Alabama.
You feel me?
But I was raised out here. He was raised.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it is a Southwest sound.
Straight up.
And I would say you were one of the ones that solidified it initially.
Respect on that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
Southwest.
You broke a lot of doors, including your distinctive voice, because you harmonize in your music as well. You were doing that early in the game. Not a lot of people were doing that, with the exception of like the Definite Dudes, the Tupacs, like,
right?
Because he doubles his vocals.
Exactly.
So, my next question was, how do you feel with the scene now as a whole?
I'm proud. I'm proud of the scene. The reason why I'm proud of the scene is because our market is growing out here. You know, ever since the internet hit, you got individuals who are creating entities for themselves, young people, and the youngsters are what's making our city exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like being an OG, looking back, observing everything, I'm like, this is crazy, because this is how I wish it was back then. You feel me? Just all this ambition and all this drive from all these young people. It's like, the shit is great, man. I'm proud. It's like, yes, this is what the hell we supposed to be doing. It's fighting for our name, fighting for our city, you know what I mean? And trying to establish ourselves, you know, as young entrepreneurs. So keep fighting. So I'm hella proud of the city right now, what they doing, man. Straight up.
Do you feel that Phoenix or Arizona has a culture or a sound?
We definitely do. But as far as if you want to consider yourself using that style is the question. Is the question.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody sound like they South or they using too much auto-tune, me being an OG of this shit, I would sit back and say, that's not Arizona sound. But I'm solidified, so I feel like I'll be able to say that to an individual when they hear me and say, you know what? That's Book. So if anybody you know, he know. So it all depends on how you use, or if you want to use that style. So, and then in order to get that style, you have to listen to the OGs. You got to do your research. You got to figure out where shit came from in order to know if you representing something correctly or not.
I always tell people from out of town, like, it's such a melting pot here. Everybody from everywhere comes from somewhere else, and they somehow be here. We have a lot of people from the Midwest come here, the South, of course, even the East Coast.
Right.
Cali.
California.
Yeah, California.
That's our next door neighbor.
Yeah.
So it goes without saying. It just depends on where your culture is rooted from. Like, I don't think Arizona has one specific sound. I don't think any place has a specific sound anymore.
Some do though.
I mean, you have the traditional sounds of the West Coast implemented.
But Scott, think about it though. Atlanta definitely does.
Right.
Because Atlanta has influenced the entire fucking world. Most artists sound like they from Atlanta.
The whole culture.
The influence is,
as far as the sound, not the culture.
No, the sound, not the culture. The sound. The sound. Hip hop wise, when it come to the sound, Atlanta, man, they got their own sound, and they sound took over the world. You feel me? They literally took over the world. So
I could have an argument with Chicago on that too.
Yeah.
Or the West Coast.
Yeah.
The West Coast
straight
had
up.
it locked for about 10, 15 years.
Straight up. So yeah, definitely solidified sounds, you know. But then it goes back. Those sounds come from their ancestors.
Right.
So when you got individuals who are doing some shit now, or you know what I mean, they representing based off of who came before them. See, I don't believe that Arizona does that enough. Whereas out here, it's almost like a lot of artists snatch a sound. It's like going to the store and just picking some shit off the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want this one. This put more swag in my voice. That's what the hell is going on. It's not like, well, you know what? What's up? All right, let's go back and listen to iRock or Bookie or Rhyming Weirdos or TAC or whoever. You know what I'm saying? That came before. It's none of that. Like, doing your history is not a popular thing. It's just something that they not into. They don't care about that shit. It's about what's happening right now, and that's it. You feel me?
Right.
And like I said, me personally coming up, I was never like that. I was trying to find my identity. I didn't have no father. I didn't have nobody, no man to look up to and say, I'm the way that I am because of him. I came out of this nigga nuts. That's why I'm the way that I am. I didn't have that. You get what I'm saying? So we was all trying to find our identity. So it's always good to look for something and say to yourself, all right, cool, I'm gonna ride with this, and find it and hold on to it and represent it as you moving along. You get what I'm saying? But
individuality.
Exactly, individuality. But like I said, you can always grab and pick and choose and get bits and pieces off of shit and create your craft. I did that. You have to do that. That's what we all have to do. Somebody has to be an influence of ours. But where you come from, it should be the home base, the core of where you develop yourself. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, that's why things like places are separated the way they are. That's why Atlanta sounds Atlanta. That's why they country. That's why West Coast sound West Coast. You know what I mean? You got to go back and do your history and realize who you are and where you come from.
How do you feel about artists that do the opposite?
Look, man,
like a Fetty Wap. He's from Jersey.
I can't knock. Look, put it like this. The people that I'm talking about right now, I'm not even knocking them. People are confused, they're disillusioned, people are just don't know. You can't knock somebody for not doing something that you expect them to do. I don't do that.
Right.
I don't do that. You know, people, this is the world. People gonna do what they gonna do. I don't ever do that. I just observe and give my opinion about the shit that I see. But you know, it's just one of them things, man. I think, like I said, it's important just for you to know who you are and ride off of that. You know, that's just how I feel about it.
That's some real man shit. Like some real man shit instead of criticizing. You know what I mean?
Because if you criticize a youngster or just criticize anybody, nobody wants to feel like they're being criticized, especially the individuals who work hard for their shit and work hard for their foundation. And criticizing somebody is not the way to go. Giving your opinion sometimes can feel like criticism, like in the negative. Sometimes people take your opinion as criticism if you're being bluntly honest with somebody. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't feel like you can learn that way. You know, if you're getting taken shit to offense, if somebody is observing something and then you get offended. If somebody observes something for me or give me some honest criticism, I take it all in because you gotta be a student in the game. You know what I'm saying? Every leader would tell you that. You gotta be a student in the game. You gotta understand why somebody feeling that way about my shit. Why, okay, boom, and then take whatever information that they give you and say, all right, cool, yeah. Because I gave you the respect and listened to you about what was going on with me, you actually helped me to enhance something that I got going on over here. But there's too many emotions floating around now. I wouldn't expect this generation to be like that. Not everybody, but you know how to go.
Yeah. So let's switch gears for a little second. Right now you are running Grind Mode Entertainment. Is that correct?
Grind Mode ENT, man, GME.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Have you what business practices have you picked up or have you learned since your first contract at 18?
Just the basics of course was learning, because I had all the basics back then, so you know that never changes the business. You just gotta know what it's about. So you learn it, boom, that's it. As you go through time with the business.
Who taught you the business?
I did.
Or you Okay.
I taught me the business. You know, I mean, the business is there for anybody to grab a hold to, research and figure it out. That's how the Russell Simmons and the Suge, that's how they got the business. They studied and got it. I mean, some people can get it, you know, because they got a silver spoon or they got different access to where they can be around motherfuckers that can give it to them. But if you ain't got that, you just go and get it yourself.
The Woman King.
The Woman King,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And I said Lady King honestly because I wanted to be disrespectful on purpose. I'm gonna tell you what. For one, there ain't no fucking such thing as a woman king.
Right.
A real
queen.
A real queen will tell you that.
Right.
A real queen will tell you there's no fucking such thing as a woman king. It doesn't exist. For one, bullshit. White folks wrote that movie.
Right. Two of them.
You gotta take these things into consideration.
Yeah, two white women.
You gotta take these things into consideration, right? 3, where was that tribe from? That tribe, what did they do? Who did they represent? Illa. Do you know who that tribe was and what they represented?
They homie. Yeah, the homie.
They were selling us.
They were selling slaves. Yeah.
That's the #1 fucking movie. So says Rotten Tomatoes. Get the fuck out of here. That shit got 99% on the audience and about 98% with the critics.
Right.
Is that right? Now, like I said, if you're not aware to what's going on and you just like the movie because it was entertaining and you don't give a fuck about what's up or trending, and if that's all that you care about, then it is what it is. You're gonna continue to probably think this way. But for those who care about if we being represented or disrespected in any kind of way, will go and do your fucking research and understand why that movie shouldn't have been supported by so many African Americans. See, and that's why we so fucked up in this country, because we allow shit to go on, and that shit is irritating the fuck out of me. Like, it really irritates me now because it's really bad now. Like, we've gotten to a realm in this world where now it's just about what's going on around you, and nobody wants to disturb anything or be a bully or whatever the fucking case may be, or speak their mind or get their opinion about something because they don't want to be canceled. Fuck you.
Right.
See, I'm a dangerous individual. I always say this to my people. I'm very dangerous because I don't got a filter when it comes to that real shit that I feel like my people got to hear. I'm God-fearing, and that makes me a target. And I say it every time. I'ma stress what I gotta say in a way that where it needs to be said. So listen to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen to the realest. You always gotta listen to the realest because they know something. It's coming
from a good place, though.
It's coming from a great place.
That's what a lot of motherfuckers don't realize.
Period.
Right.
Period. It's coming from a great place. It's a place of honesty, man. And it's something.
I want to see you win.
Of course, you know, when I give individuals information that sometimes that they don't want to hear. Of course, I mean, shit, we all went through it. Your mama gave you shit, was telling you shit and giving you information that you didn't want to hear. Your daddy was giving you and telling you shit that you didn't want to hear. Yep. But they shaped and molded your ass. They shaped and molded your ass. Nowadays, these youngsters is getting raised by their phones.
Right.
You got 6 and 7-year-olds that got iPhones, more expensive than the one I got on my fucking hip.
Right.
Why does a 7-year-old got an iPhone?
Telling you what's right and wrong.
Yeah, and then now they getting influenced by so much. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I know some people be like, well, they got restrictions and stuff that you can do. You know how smart kids are? Kids are geniuses.
You know how smart I was?
You know what I'm saying? Kids are geniuses. You can't, if you put a device like that in front of a kid, they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure out everything about it. You know, most of them, they're gonna figure it out.
If you can figure it out, they can
But I'm saying that's the game plan. The higher ups don't want parents raising their kids no more. They want to raise their kids.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So as opposed to them literally raising the kids, you know, they're geniuses. They smart. They have tactics. So they set it up to where they raising your kids without them being there. But they're there because they got the device in their hand. So they're always there. So, and look, I think that's too much for y'all already, so we're gonna get back into some basics. We'll get to that real shit later.
Tell them what you got coming up, man. Tell them where they can holler at you. Tell them where they can find you. Tell them where they can support you. You got some great things coming up, bro. Just let the people know what's going on.
Look, man, it's the at the original Bookie. You know, that's stretched across my own social media platform. So you Google at the original Bookie, you pretty much can go anywhere you want to go to find me, get updated information on what I got going. Like I said, my Premonition is out now. Got the new album coming out. You know what I'm saying? I got the double album with the homie Hero. So you know, we doing some great things. Shout out to Miss Veen. You know what I mean? Shout out to Illa. You know what I mean? Shout out to Grime Mode ENT. You know what I mean? The whole nine. Shout out to my baby Kamisha. What's up, girl? Look, I said your name on camera. I know she blushing now. Look, blush. Yeah, she gonna feel great. Look.
Shout out Dobie Doe.
Shout out Dobie Doe. This the whole family, man. We moving to Arizona, Southwest. Shout out to the youngsters doing their thing. I hope you didn't get too offended and emotional about some of the things that I said. It was for your own good. And just know that I love you and I'm proud of you for doing exactly what you're doing, man.
Fuck that. I hope you get offended.
This guy, you know what I'm saying? He said, fuck that nigga. You gon' listen, if you get offended, fuck you, nigga.
You gotta learn.
Would throw this at your motherfucker. Right. I couldn't pronounce that shit, but fuck it. It would have been smoother if I had the name for that. Southwest, man, I'm up out of here. Respect for y'all for having me, man.
Man, much love, Bookie. Man, we're gonna have to bring you back up here.
Yeah, man.
For our Artist Shine update.
Anytime.
Bookie, you don't wanna drop no bars, man?
Man, I ain't got none.
We got Bookie bars.
Look, okay, I'll do a throwaway because this is something that I put down that didn't get used. I'll just do a throwaway real quick. It was a record I was gonna use. I said, shout out Mr. Miyagi. Oh, you want me to go in there?
Yeah, we're gonna do it in the booth.
Oh, I thought y'all wanted me to hit the world with a 16 real quick. I was about to flex on y'all, show my skills.
Flex now, bro. Flex now, bro. Flex now if you want.
No, I'm fucking with you, man.
Right.
But no, we gonna get it in though.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes,
man.
sir. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Little warm up, it ain't nothing. You feel me? Look, shout out Mr. Miyagi. OG, when I kick it, boy, you Danielson. So to listen to your partner when he told you can't handle them. Respected in these streets and on these tracks, yeah, I dismantle them. These rappers don't want Bookie on the feature, that's a trap for them, spit crack for them. A pressure, too much pressure to him, Cobain. Approach this bitch with confidence like it's a pimpin' hoe game. I'm gunning for the future, y'all can stay stuck in the Stone Age. Most of the niggas I know swear they acting like they clone age. Low numbers, just the real among us. They don't love us. Numbers, if they creep up on us, got the heat up on us. Cold brother, got this shit on lock, plenty of heat this summer. Flame kitchen, niggas think they hot, then meet the heat conductor. Southwest.
Let's go.